BRGIE Newsline. Breaking now.
Hello everyone and welcome to today's breaking news. I remain your host and presenter, Edidem Onwana, reporting for Biafra Media. The news update today is on why Mike Arnold should stay off Biafra Matters. Please like, share and subscribe. Remember to also turn on the notification bell. Keep listening.
Why Mike Arnold should stay off Biafra Matters by Edidem Onwana, senior political analyst, the Biafra Media /BRGI Newsline. Over the years, I have carefully observed the growing involvement of foreign actors and personalities in matters relating to the Biafra struggle. Some have approached the issue out of humanitarian interest, some out of political curiosity, while others appear to see the Biafra question as a platform for activism, influence, or personal relevance. One of the names that has increasingly surfaced around discussions connected to Nigeria and Biafra is Mike Arnold, an American businessman, former mayor of Blanco, Texas, missionary organizer, and humanitarian activist. At first glance, many people may see Arnold as a passionate international advocate who speaks strongly on issues affecting Christian communities and insecurity in Nigeria. However, when I look deeper into his leadership history, political approach, and public record, I believe there are legitimate reasons why Mike Arnold should stay off Biafra matters. Mike Arnold first became known in the United States through entrepreneurship, youth mentorship programs, and faith-based humanitarian work. He later expanded his influence through organizations such as Cross Trail Outfitters and Africa Arise International, both of which became connected to outreach projects in Africa, particularly Nigeria. Around 2010, Arnold reportedly began visiting Nigeria through humanitarian and missionary activities. Between 2010 and 2018, he built relationships with advocacy groups and religious organizations involved in humanitarian work across parts of Africa. By 2019, his involvement in Nigerian affairs had become more visible through public commentary, investigative visits, and humanitarian campaigns connected to internally displaced persons camps and violence affecting Christian communities. As his international profile grew, Arnold also entered local politics in the United States. In 2022, he became mayor of Blanco, Texas, presenting himself as a reform-oriented leader focused on modernization, infrastructure, accountability, and most importantly, water security for the community. Water infrastructure was one of the most sensitive issues facing Blanco at the time because of worsening drought conditions affecting parts of Texas. Arnold's campaign and leadership messaging strongly emphasized long-term solutions, stronger water management systems, infrastructure upgrades, and emergency preparedness. However, in 2023, Blanco experienced a severe water crisis during Arnold's administration. Reports indicated that the community came dangerously close to running out of water, leading to emergency restrictions and widespread concern among residents. For many observers, the crisis became the defining test of Arnold's leadership. Supporters defended him by arguing that drought conditions across Texas were extremely difficult and that some of the infrastructure problems predated his administration. They praised his aggressive response and willingness to confront the Texas Water Company publicly. But many critics saw the situation differently. Critics argued that a mayor who campaigned heavily on water security should not have presided over a situation where residents feared the collapse of the town's water supply. They questioned whether Arnold's administration had adequately prepared for the crisis through long-term planning, infrastructure readiness, and diplomatic coordination with regional stakeholders. Arnold openly accused the Texas Water Company of contributing to what he described as a man-made emergency. While some residents supported his confrontational posture, others believed his style worsened tensions and reflected a lack of diplomacy and effective coordination. To many critics, the issue was not only the drought itself, but the fact that the administration appeared reactive rather than proactive. Questions were raised about whether the promises of clean, safe, and secure water for the community had truly been fulfilled under his leadership. Following the height of the controversy in Blanco, Arnold continued expanding his international humanitarian and political engagement, especially in Nigeria. He maintained involvement through public advocacy, Christian activism, humanitarian outreach, and commentary on governance and insecurity issues. This is where my concerns become even more serious. The Biafra struggle is not an ordinary political discussion. It is a deeply emotional, historical, an existential movement rooted in decades of suffering, massacres, displacement, economic exclusion, and resistance against oppression. The movement carries the memories of millions of Biafrans who endured the horrors of the Nigerian Civil War and the continued political marginalization that followed. Because of this, I believe Biafra matters should not become an arena for foreign personalities seeking influence or relevance. Looking at Mike Arnold's record, I see several reasons why many Biafrans remain uncomfortable with his involvement. First, Arnold is not Biafran. He does not carry the historical burden, identity, or generational trauma attached to the Biafra struggle. While outsiders may express sympathy or support, The leadership and direction of the movement should remain in the hands of committed Biafrans who understand the sacrifices and realities of the people. Second, his leadership record as mayor of Blanco remains heavily debated because of the water crisis that occurred during his administration. For many critics, that crisis raised concerns about his judgment, planning capacity, crisis management approach, and ability to deliver on major promises. Third, Arnold's leadership style appears highly confrontational rather than diplomatic. In delicate liberation struggles such as Biafra, discipline, careful coordination, strategic diplomacy, and unity are essential. Many fear that excessive public activism and confrontational rhetoric from foreign actors could create unnecessary confusion or weaken international credibility. Fourth, there are concerns among some Biafrans regarding his interactions and engagements connected to Nigerian political and governmental structures. In a struggle involving sovereignty and self-determination, many activists believe outside actors must be extremely careful not to create mixed signals or conflicting loyalties. Fifth, many supporters of the Biafra cause believe Arnold has shown no willingness to align himself with the legitimate Biafra Republic government in exile, led by Prime Minister Motsi Ojechukwunke. For many activists, bypassing recognized leadership structures risks creating fragmentation, competing narratives, and unnecessary division within the movement. This misalignment underscores why Mike Arnold's initiatives repeatedly fail. By consistently collaborating with the wrong factions, his actions resemble his flawed critique of the water board, where he misdiagnosed a genuine crisis as a false emergency. As I reflect on Arnold's past leadership approach, the controversies surrounding his time as mayor, and his growing involvement in Nigerian-related political discussions, I believe it would be a high-risk development for a businessman like him to become deeply involved in Biafra matters. The Biafra struggle is too sensitive, too historic, and too important to become influenced by foreign personalities whose own leadership records remain controversial and whose understanding of Biafra may never fully reflect the lived realities of the people. For me, the future of Biafra should remain in the hands of genuine Biafran leaders and institutions who understand the history, pain, aspirations, and sacrifices behind the movement. Think Biafra, dream Biafra, support Biafra. Follow verified Biafra media platforms for updates and education. Support peaceful advocacy for self-determination and human rights. Share documented historical information about the Biafra struggle. Encourage international awareness of the political and humanitarian concerns affecting Biafrans. Promote unity among Biafran communities worldwide. Editorial call: support Biafra's liberation for effective, legitimate, and internationally coordinated engagement. Support the Biafra Republic government in exile, BRGI, led by PM Kia, the authorized government body mandated to pursue recognition, diplomacy, and liberation efforts. How to support the Biafra Liberation official website, www.biafrarepublicgovernment.org. Invest in Biafra's future, 100% RYIU program. Donate via Hope and Strength Initiative. https://gofundme.me/91701E93. Every contribution strengthens the path toward a peaceful, legitimate, and internationally recognized Republic of Biafra. Stay informed, stay alert, stay free.
Thank you for watching. Be aware to inform other Biafrans to support BRGIE, led by His Excellency PM Mazin Keri.